Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. The board have lost their goddamn mind. Now, some of you may already know why that is. Some of you won't, so very much we're going to get into that in a minute. But first, some of you wanted to see Emmanuel Amoa, our first team choice goalkeeper. He's only a 3-star player in this team at the moment. I think one area I'm going to look into in the summer is getting a real top-class goalkeeper. Amoa doesn't play a great deal because he mostly plays in the Champions League for us. He's made 8 appearances in the Super League and conceded 5 goals with 3 clean sheets in there. But Mamadou Niang has done a fantastic job so far this season of being our first choice goalkeeper in the league. In the league, he's played 12 games and he's collected 8 clean sheets and only conceded 7 goals while he was in the squad. And that is pretty damn solid. Not going to lie, this guy has done brilliantly. And frankly, over time has the power to be better than Amoa. But I still think we'll look for someone really high quality in the summer because we've got a few dotted around that we might be able to. Anyway, we've got to get into stuff. So the game that we played just after our exit from the Champions League group stages was a home game against Lyngby, and this was a bit of a mess for all concerned, frankly. Goals from Akinola and Peter Sorgol with a brilliant strike again gave us the win, but most annoyingly, Svenningsson picked up an injury in this game. Mariano Bravo was sent off, as was Matthias Norman for Lyngby. It was a very bad-tempered affair. Best thing, of course, Bravo then came to me the next day, and his agent asked me for a new contract based on how well he'd been playing. You've just been sent off, Mario. Get back in your box. Since I know you're all wondering, we've been drawn against Partizan Belgrade in the Europa League knockout stages. Now, they actually came 3rd in their Champions League group, so these guys are no pushover at all. They're one of the tougher teams we possibly could have got, other than a lot of the other Champions League dropouts. So they're certainly nothing to be sniffed at. It's going to be tough to beat them, and with Simovic playing against his old side, which is going to be even better for us. We had one game just after Christmas as well, or rather, a long time after Christmas, a 2-0 win at home to Odense. We played a very rotated team, as you would imagine. Safey's penalty and Mark Yakin with the goals. Matthias Olsson started this game, but picked up an injury, which is going to keep him out for 3 months, which is not good at all in the right back spot, and you'll see why in a minute. So the league is looking like this. We are 12 points above second place Aalborg. Copenhagen have just lost the plot. I think they lost another game somewhere in there as well. They're currently sitting 15 points behind us, and they're actually 3 points behind Aalborg at the moment. They're not looking good at even getting second place for now. Championship's looking pretty much dead cert for us though, which is nice. Now we've had a few little extra bits and bobs. So we got 50% of Ruddy's transfer from QPR to Colchester, and 50% of Jose Angel Gonzalez's transfer from Nottingham Forest to Scunthorpe. Miniature money, but still. Fabian Mascuza has, of course, left the club to join Nancy. I was glad to see him go because I want to see him further his career, and I thought to myself, well, we've got plenty of depth in the right back spot. Oh, how wrong I was. Antti Johansson has gone off to join Troyes because he wasn't getting game time for us. He was a free transfer initially, and I figured if we could get some money, which we did, we got 1.5 million for the guy. So I could hardly snip at that. I was trying to get rid of some dead wood and try and freshen things up in this window. Unfortunately, a lot of other things have happened. Now, Eamon Zayem has also left the club to join FC Copenhagen. You might think, why are you selling a player to one of your biggest rivals in the league? Well, I felt that there was enough strength in the depth of our midfield, and he wasn't going to get game time, and he was starting to complain and wanted a huge new contract. And I just didn't feel like I was in a good position to offer it because he was kind of maxing his potential out, all this sort of stuff. So when the offer came in, I argued them up, and we've ended up paying, well, they ended up paying £4.1 million for him over the course of the deal, which I thought was pretty solid, with a 50% of next sale fee clause. So I couldn't really turn that down, as I felt like we could do better than him in this position. And that's when the board decided to lose their minds. So this is Keradine Chawi. You might recognise him as being a player that was part of our squad and didn't want to leave the club. Well, he has left the club. Basically, I was just dawdling along or whatever, and then I got this news article come through. I did manage to grab a screenshot of it, I think, which you should be seeing on the screen now. So essentially, this happens sometimes. He'd already asked to leave, and I said no, and he said, that's fine. You know, the atmosphere thing worked. Actually, I'm not even sure if he did this time. I think that might have been back in the summer. Point is, I turned down a bid of £15 million for him in the summer from Newcastle, because I figured this guy had a lot of potential for us, which is fine. But I got this news article about the board, basically the new board with this Sven Bonder guy, going above my head to sell the player out from underneath me. There was no protest transfer button. I couldn't do anything like offer him a new contract or anything. It literally had the article with him leaving the club to join Bayer Leverkusen directly above it. So they both came through at the exact same time. I don't know what that's about or why that's happened. It said the club needed the money or whatever, but we didn't need the money. So why are we selling our best players to clubs like Bayer Leverkusen for £4 million? Keradine Chawi's cost them £4 million. Insulting. And I think he's only got like a 10% of next sale fee clause, and I think it might only be the profit. It's a joke when that sort of stuff happens. Sorry if I seem a bit agitated by it, because I bloody am, because I'm worried that in the summer someone's going to come in for Svenningsson and he'll sell him for £1, because that seems to be the way that the board are acting now. They weren't doing this under the old rulers, so to speak, so I don't know what's going on now. This one infuriated me because I'd already turned down bids of 15 million pounds in the summer. Very, very frustrating. But what can you do? I then immediately went out and tried to spend that money, so don't worry, I have tried to at least. So I brought in this guy. This is Wojtek Jaroszyński. Now, I appreciate that he is nowhere near the level of some of the other players, but he's got that potential. He's cost us £3 million as well. I feel like there's a lot to be gained from this guy, and he's going to be our starting midfielder in the league team anyway, to give him that experience. So I think he'll be fine. It's just... It was a bit of a panic buy, but my scouts really rated this guy from a potential standpoint, so I was keen to bring him in. I also brought in Nuno Santos. You might remember him as one of the centre-backs that we were looking at in the end of last season. But this one was a bit convenient, basically. His contract is up at the end of the season, and a lot of clubs were after him. I put a bid in on his contract, and I thought, you know what? Let's see if we can get him on a free transfer. He agreed. Now, the reason he's here now is because I was prepared to pay the £170,000 to bring him in early, and we bloody needed to, and I'm glad I did, because otherwise it would have cost us well over £1 million. So to get a player of this quality for £170,000, I am incredibly pleased with. Now, I also brought in another young centre-back. This is Nene. The reason I brought him in is so that we can have him for a season, and I'm going to try and buy him at the end of the period. We had to do this dead at the last second of the window, so the board didn't have enough time to actually say that we were going to be able to get the deal done as a transfer, so I had to go for a loan. I didn't even have time to get like a loan with a obligation to buy at the end because they wouldn't negotiate on the price. So we've just got him on loan. Hopefully we can pick him up next year if he's any good. But the reason I was so annoyed and had to do that is because on the final day of the transfer window, the board did it again. They did the exact same thing as they did with Keradine Chowie, and they did it to Christian Leiva, and they sold him to one of our biggest domestic rivals. I don't understand what they're doing or why, and I have no control over it. And don't worry, it's nothing to do with responsibilities. All the responsibilities are set for me to do everything. That is completely within me. So the board should be doing nothing without me doing it. You can see the news article. It's about them going above my head or whatever because it was too good to turn down. Now, I must admit, FC Copenhagen have paid us good money. It was 4.7 million with another 1 million over 3 years and a further 1.3 million after he makes like 50 league appearances. So it could be as high as 8 million quid. But my lord, doing it on the final day of the transfer window when I had no time to actually get any players in is ludicrous behaviour from the board. Yet again, it's like they've been sent over from FC Copenhagen to sabotage us at the moment. So yeah, that's what's happening in the transfer window. Very annoying. I know there's nothing I could really do about those transfers. I couldn't even protest them. There was no button to protest the transfers. They come through at the same time as the news article saying they're leaving. I don't get why that's happened twice. But I'm worried for the summer is all I will say about that. Right, time to calm down a little bit after all that, as we do actually have a game today, and thankfully I think the squad is still looking pretty solid. Andre Cunha is of course going to be our first choice right back for everything now, and Matthias Olsson would be the second choice, but now he's injured, so we're having to rely on a new guy, Ivan Jovanic, who is another former Partizan player who joined us in the January among all those players I signed towards the end of well, I showed you him a few episodes ago. Apologies if that was a bit ranty. It's just so annoying when that stuff happens. I've not seen it happen like that before, where you can just do nothing. They've just sold the player. You can't protest. Nothing. And it does make me worry about what they're going to do in the summer. They'll probably just end up... If they start just shipping off all of our good players, then we're really going to end up in a situation where how are we supposed to progress the save? It's crazy. Okay, so we go to the first string. Svenningsson picked up a knee ligament injury in the last friendly game after getting through all the others perfectly. Annoying, but whatever. So Yakin will be starting today with Akinola, Jankowski, Surgård, Simovic. Oh, wait, no, we don't want this system, do we? Actually, what system do we want? Well, they've got two strikers. We'll just go with our standard system for this one. Cunha, Marinus, although I'm tempted to go with Rogers Jr. for this one, of course. Although Marinus has been all right in the friendlies. Santos, Simovic, and Angel. Is this the direction that I want them? Santos is either-footed. Angel is... left foot. Okay, I'll swap these two over so that we've got them on the correct foot a little bit more. That didn't work, did it? There we go. But yeah, Santos is our new lad. I think Angel, Simovic, and Santos is a pretty solid backline. I just wish Christian Leiva hadn't left. On the bench, Niang, Marinus, Santos, Kuja, Safi, Ward-Prowse, and Juan Shishi. In some respects, we've been weakened. In some respects, we've been strengthened. It's all just a big shame, isn't it, really, when stuff like that happens. Hopefully, this will be the only time it ever happens, but I am seriously scared about the summer and losing someone like Jonas Svenningsson for peanuts because the board decide to be absolutely idiots. It's also worth noting that a lot of players have gone back out on loan, for example, Mbega, who's actually going to make us more money from his loan spell than he cost us to buy in the first place. I believe it was Filip Jovic who was the guy that was marked out as being the sort of danger man in that system, so he's the one we're going to mark out. The rest... we're just going to have to hope and take care of itself, really. So, question of the day, and today's question is this. How do you decide when a save is done? For me, I set objectives when I start a save. For example, the objective in this save was to win the Champions League with the team from with the team from Greenland, and try to improve the Danish league structure as we go, which I think we're doing a fine job of so far. And for example, with the Paris save I did with Paris FC, the overall aim was to overthrow the sort of hegemony of PSG Eindhoven of PSG. That's always the sort of plan. And with Wimbledon and Pompey, it was always win the Champions League with them. That's generally the objective. Outcast to Icons, it's to win it with a team that hasn't won the Champions League before. Stuff like that, basically. So I always have an objective. Although the board are giving me a damn good reason to hate this save at the moment, but we're going to keep pushing on. That's the sort of stuff that if this was an offline save, I would have just, rage quit and just never played it again, because it's just like, what's the point? But with this, we kind of have to plow on and hope that it doesn't happen again. So yeah, where do you decide when to end a save? Do let me know in the comments, and if you have any ideas for a question of the day, drop those in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. Akinola, bravo, round the post there from Mariano, bravo. We're not getting a lot of possession here. There's so little happening in this game at the moment, and that's kind of all right by me, really. This is the away leg. I feel like we'll be strong enough at home to get away with, even if we were to draw this 0-0 or something. Yo! Bravo! Oh, Yakim couldn't quite get there at the back post. We're looking probably ever so slightly the better side, but it is very much marginal at the moment. As much as they clearly are a decent side, otherwise they wouldn't have got third in their Champions League group, I do still expect us to win this match. What are we doing here? Look at this! I don't understand what was even going on there. I think provided we don't lose in Serbia, we should be in good shape to take them back to the Akisiak and get the win. Yakim's header over the crossbar. Another big chance for us. Koklovic, round the side. Kokir. Oh, what a save. And he had to make it there. That was the biggest chance of the match, really. And it goes to Partizan. Okay, so we're not playing badly. We're just not hitting the target enough. I am going to get up them at half-time, though, and trying to G them up a little bit. Right, that's better. Let's do this in the second half. Let's go out there and grab the win so we can make the home game a little bit more comfortable for us, hopefully. We have hardly been excellent in this game, that is for sure. Strikers... Bravo's been dreadful. I'm tempted to get Kuja on for Bravo. God, this is what I mean. We're just lacking a little bit of depth in those areas now. Rogers Jr. hasn't played amazingly so far, and he's on a booking, so we'll get Marinus on, and we'll leave the rest to sort of dwell at the moment. Rogers Jr., he's capable of getting a lot of assists, but he doesn't always play that well. Marinus seems to be more consistent. Tadic, Simovic clears. Can we get... Oh, here we go. Breakaway chance. Yakim, he's got Kuja into the space. Kuja's... I don't think he's scored a single goal for us this year, so I wouldn't hold your breath on that. Cunha, ball power. Kuja on! There's your example of why he hasn't scored a single goal this year. A big chance to give us the win at the death there, and he couldn't quite put it in the back of the net. Good cross, though. Maybe with 1 minute to go, there is still one last attack in the game that we can maybe use. Surgård, Jankowski. Cunha in acres over on the side. Yakim needs to make that Sveni run, but he doesn't really do it as well. Cunha might have to go for the early cross. Ooh, Akinola. Right, huge space out wide for Marinus. Here we go. Good cross from Ashley Marinus required. Oh, and Kuja's had it. I think that was Kuja again getting his toe to it. He's done well in providing the positions, but he's missed two clear chances towards the end here that could have given us the win. I think looking for the overlap, though, seems to have made an effect in those last few minutes. Something we might try definitely in the home leg. Cunha. Into the channel. Yakim's not going to get there, and this is going to be a 0-0 draw in Serbia. Not ideal, really. A goal would have been good. So, we have one game off camera, which was away against second place Aalborg, and, well, we lost, frankly. We just weren't very good on the night. We were kind of even with them for a lot of the part, and their two clear-cut chances were their goal. Essentially, Ward-Prowse made a terrible mistake on the touchline, passed it across goal. You know how it is, when they go to the touchline, lose the ball, and then it's crossed across goal. Salazar has his shot, which is well saved, but then it immediately rebounds back to him, and he puts it straight in the back of the net, and that's how we lost the game. We're still 9 points above them, and they've now pulled a 5-point gap over FC Copenhagen, who dropped points against Brøndby. They're making a real run at being the second best team in this league. But what's important is today, at home against Partizan Belgrade, we have to get through this game. We need to win this. I feel like if we can get to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, which is, again, another round after this, I would be happy with this. I'd be satisfied with the performance, particularly as Brøndby and Copenhagen, who were both in the Europa League with us, did a terrible job. FC Copenhagen lost all 6 matches in the group, and Brøndby got 2 points. So it's up to us to get some coefficient to keep us going on the up. So, first string for today's game. Svenningson's still not fully back fit yet, which means it is going to be Mark Yakim, who is a bit knackered after having had to start the last few matches due to the lack of players, because Fagner's injured too. Akinola, Jankowski, Surgård, Marinus, who started the last game, so Rog will come in. Cunha on the right. Come on. On the right, we'll swap these two over again. I need to make that the default. And then Amora in goal. On the bench, Niang, Safi, Santos, Sveni, who can come on and do a job perhaps. Marinus, Shishi, and Mehdi Kuja, who has not had a good season. He missed some sitters. He missed a really good chance as well against a Aalborg. So, okay, narrow system. Jovic to go after, basically. Then again, I don't think this is when they played in the last game matched up with this either, so let's take this with a pinch of salt, shall we? Oh good, they've decided to play the system that it told me they were going to play in the last game, but they didn't, and I don't know. We're just going to have to deal with it. Jovic, I assume, is still the guy to mark up, though. Not sure exactly what to do about this one tactically. I might be tempted, if it's not already on from the start, to have a look for the overlap switched on. No, it's not. Okay. So I might be tempted to have that on. And no, I might get the closed down goalkeeper distribution as well on, too. But we'll see how this one goes, basically. 0-0 from the first leg. A win tonight is, well, we have to win the game tonight, really, because a draw, no amount of draws is going to help us, really, unless we won on penalties. And that would be very, very bad for us, really. I think we're strong enough to win this one on the night at home. We should be better than them. Jankowski, bravo, blocked. Go on, Cunha, get there. Cunha's had a really good string of performances lately. Great ball out for Rogers Jr. as well. Can he find a cross? He does. Save ball. He's not saved it very well at all. Jankowski, who's actually put in some solid performances this season. He really has got a very, very high rating on average. He just seems to keep things ticking over so nicely. He's much better than Zayem. Surgod maybe to have a shot at it. No, goes for Bravo! Oh, what about that? Peter Surgod, he fooled the entire stadium into thinking he was about to shoot there. Shifts it off to Mariano Bravo, who scores an absolute belter there. 99 times out of 100, Peter Surgod is going to try and smash this, and all of a sudden just drops it off short. What a strike from Bravo that is. Goalkeeper's not getting anywhere near that, although he did get a touch on it. Bravo makes it 1-0 B67, does a little flip, and I think we've got a full house here too. Right, that gives us something to hang on to nicely. A second goal would make me feel a lot more comfortable though, but I'm not going to change anything this time, and I know I said that last time, but I'm genuinely not, unless we have any reason to now. Cunha gets across. Yakim's header saved by Basaric. Right, very, very strong first 10 minutes. After a good opening spell, the game really has settled down into us controlling the ball and lots of passing, but not creating anything. And they've not had a single shot yet, which is actually impressive. I want to see how long we can carry that one on for. Yakim has got overlaps from all over the place. Surgod is one of them. Use it width. Finds Bravo instead. Simovic does well. Keep that pressure on them. Rogers Jr. Someone got to look across field for Cunha. The lad can cross a ball. Ball in. Bravo's header over the crossbar again. Surgod, he seems to be in the mood tonight. Oh, and he's, well, there you go. He is in the mood. B67 2, Partizan 0. And now that's an assist and a goal for Peter Surgod in the Europa League tonight. This lad is really coming of age this year. Okay, fair enough. It deflects like mad, but he's still going to claim it. And he is a happy little lad. Little off topic, but both Surgod and Matthias Olsson were called up to the Denmark squad for this weird friendly against Sweden, which seems to happen every year, but it doesn't seem to count as proper national team caps, even though they both played in the game, as did Svenningsson. So I don't know why that is, but Olsson clearly in the national team picture as well as Surgod, and you can see why he is. Very, very pleased with that first half performance. Total domination from start to finish there, and Surgod's been an absolute menace for them with his long-range shooting and his free kick ability, apparently. Cunha goes round his man. Yakim's header flicks it on, and Basaric has dropped it. And you got to feel that they probably will try and throw something at us here. They've got no choice now. They need 2 goals. If they get them, they will go through. But they've not had a single shot on target after 50 minutes. So we're in good shape for now. Akinola probably will shoot. Yeah. Surgod takes it short. Cunha's ball in. Basaric is an absolute liability. That's about the 3rd time today he's dropped one of those. Rogers Jr., can he pick a cross out? Akinola, Yakim, Surgod. Oh, use your man. Use him. Cunha, can he find a good cross? Yakim! Over the crossbar. Okay, I'll make some subs in a minute. I might actually get Mehdi Kuja on again. I just want to see him. I want to keep giving him a chance to get that goal. 4-on-1, we should be all right at the back there. Koklovic. Dosen. Watch out. Watch out. Watch. How did 2 of them muck that up? Well cleared. Oh, God. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? B67 2, Partizan 1. I cannot believe this keeps happening. They just seem to make these weird... Look, there's 2 of them on the ball here. Either of them can make this tackle, and neither of them do. And then even then, when it's cleared brilliantly, it somehow comes straight back in, and it's a great finish from Koklovic. But come on, guys! Right, Yakim's going to come off for Kuja. I don't want to bring Sveni on. I don't want to risk playing him in today's game. Yeah, we'll bring him on too. And we'll keep the other substitution, perhaps, just in case, later on in the game, we need one more sub. I can't believe they've scored. But we're not going to change anything like we did last time and encourage it to happen again. We know this tactics work well for us today. Let's just keep on doing it, shall we? Jankowski. They're going to have to come out at us a bit more, and that should leave more spaces rather than less. Cunha finds a cross. Bravo's header. Kuja! There we go, 3-1. That should be game, set, and match now. Mehdi Kuja finally scores a goal this season. Don't know how many games he's played, but that is definitely his first goal. Bravo with the headed assist, so that's probably going to match up for Bravo man of the match too. Jankowski does well. It's a great ball in from Cunha. Bravo with the brilliant presence of mind to nod that down for Kuja to put that in the back of the net. It is now 3-1 B67, and surely the next round of the Europa League beckons. There will be the draw after the episode if we get through. Rogers Jr. needs that running behind, really. Oh, he's found it from Mehdi Kuja. Can Kuja score another one? Oh, no, he can't, but a good effort at least. And another chance there goes begging. Well, nothing is really happening at all now, but it does appear as if we're heading through to the next round of the Europa League. 3-1, not the most emphatic win. I'm still disappointed that we let them score a goal at all, frankly. But that's just how it is sometimes. You can defend and defend and defend brilliantly, but it only takes one chance to score a goal, and they took it. Right, go on, one more little chance for us, perhaps. Kuja. Kolitz, don't you dare. I thought they were actually going to score 2 goals in this game. That would have been criminal. But good goalkeeping from Momoa to keep them out. Djindjic. Clock here on the edge of the box. Oh, they finally turned up, remember how to shoot. I think this is going to do it. Simovic is going to get the win over his old club. There we go, a 3-1 win. We're through to the second round of knockout. I don't know who we could potentially play. There's loads of teams. Right, let's jump to the draw. Okay, so the teams left. We've got a load of German teams in there. Us, Bordeaux, Celta Vigo, Fiorentina, Leicester, Liverpool, Sporting Lisbon and Valencia on this side because I know my face cam will be covering it, and these lads on this side. So no, there's no easy ties, but there are some very difficult ones. Go on, who are we going to get? Oh, wow, okay, Genk. That's probably one of the easiest ties we could have got out of this bunch. We've got ourselves a real chance at a quarterfinal of the Europa League now if we can get past Genk. I think if you'd have given me anyone in there, it would have been maybe Genk or Lille, but that is a huge piece of luck for us that we might actually be able to get through another round. So it's going to be Genk in the next episode. Let's just see where those games lie. So we've got a few games in between off camera. Norgeland, Silkeborg, and Sunniusk. And then we've got Genk with a Brøndby game at home in between. So that's going to be the next episode. The games against Genk. I like saying it's satisfying. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this and us actually getting through despite the nonsense from the board, then do drop a like on the video. I think we've got a real shot at a Europa League quarterfinal slot here if we play our cards right. Then do drop a like on the video. That'd be awesome if you're still enjoying the series. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And I'll join you guys in the next episode for a double header against Genk, where I really do think we've got a great chance at progressing through that, unless they're suddenly like the Belgian super team, which I don't think they are. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.